Well, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Coffee Talk. Guido coming to you from the left side of the Atlantic, and we have no Pilgrim, but we might get him to call in and show us the Indian and the Harley stalls there at the event that he's at the motorcycle event. So we'll see if he contacts us. He contacted me about an hour ago, so maybe we can get that working on Discord. That is a level of technical competence that is not beyond reach, but it's a reach. So we'll see what happens. Pilgrimless, yes, Pilgrimless. Wayne, good morning. Stickler, who else is here? Gator, Jollins, how you doing, Jollins? Cliffy, that's right. Speaking of not going well, we're going to start a tangent right at the beginning for this morning because I spent the entire day yesterday with plumbers, two different varieties actually, or two different companies to be exact. So I think you guys will appreciate this, especially for you guys who are in the middle of adventures with homeowning like I am. Thank you, Diablo, for the sub, man. Much appreciated. 20 months, that's awesome. So let's backtrack 2 nights ago. I'm just about going to bed. My son's here from college. My daughter already went back. He's going to leave today. But I hear them chatting in the hall near the hall bathroom, my wife and my son. And I'm just about to fall asleep, and I hear one of them say something like, I don't know where the water from that rug came from. And I'm like, oh? So I'm listening, and my wife's like, well, it doesn't seem to be pee from the dog. That's a natural assumption. There's too much of it. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Well, I'll just wash it. I don't see any other water. I'm like, well, There's water in a bathroom soaking a rug. There is a reason, right? It didn't just... I suppose it's possible it just appeared out of nowhere. It is highly improbable that it just appeared out of nowhere. So I get up, of course, and I've got to look into this. Go into the bathroom. I'm looking at the floor where the rug was. It's a little bit damp. I look a little bit further into the bathroom, and water is clear. So all around the toilet, and I can see the bubbles coming out from the edge of the seal around the bottom of the toilet. Little bloop, bloop. Well, that's not good. And then I hear the washer going, which is right. Yes and no, Gator. That is what's happening, but it's not the reason. So then the tub's right there, and that's the old bathroom. This house was built with one bathroom back in the 40s, as most houses were that were this size. I look in the tub as a tub we don't use very much, and I can see there is soapy water blurbling out of the tub. And I'm thinking, well, none of that is good. So I go over, turn off the clothes washer, and then spend about the next 2 hours troubleshooting. So we have 2 more bathrooms on additions back in the back of the house, and they're all working. They're on a separate system, come to find out, until they go into the main line. I have a clean out for those new ones because people, are smarter now and they do things like that according to code. So I can get to those from the clean out, but there's no clean out necessarily for the old system because there isn't one. So, yeah, it gets worse than that, Gator. It gets worse than that. Hence the entire day. So we find out we have 2 operating bathrooms in the back that are not backing it up. My kitchen I can't use. My second bathroom, my clothes washer, I can't use because that's the leak is between that and the somewhere along the way going outside. Probably, obviously, not past where the other clean out joins the circus because it's flowing. So somewhere under the house, basically, I've got some kind of clog. And so I wait for the morning, call someone. Of course, it's a weekend, right, guys? And so you're going to pay the weekend freaking money for that. And out comes a company called Peden, who I've used in the past and seem to be reasonable. They're more expensive than most, but generally they tend to have good equipment and guys who know what they're doing. Well, not this time. Nice guy comes in, goes to the clean out, tries to work through the clean out. Then we notice that the router is going into the other one, right? So that clean out is going up into the rest of the house, into the other two bathrooms. That's no use. That's not where the clog is. So he's like, well, I'll pull the toilet at where the clog is, and we'll go down there, and that, you know, it shouldn't be too far from that because we know it's between that toilet somewhere and the other clean out, which is probably a 20-yard, 30-yard run, maybe. Well, he puts the thing down in there, and I'm standing there, and I hear this like clanging, you know, not like PVC clanging, and not really like cast iron clunking, but clanging like tin or thinner metal. So I go around into there's a wall between that bathroom and my daughter's bedroom. I go around there and I'm listening to the wall, and you can hear it. That thing is flapping around in the wall. I'm like, oh God. Like, hey dude, I think it's going up the vent. It's been deflected and it's not going, for whatever reason, it's decided to go up the frickin' vent, which is what it was doing. So his stupid Roto-Rooter thing could not make whatever the corner was. So we go through this for a while, and he's like, well, it looks like you need to come down through the vent from the top so that we can get to the clog, because the clog must be right there at that junction, and it's being deflected up. I'm like, great. By the way, Peden doesn't allow me to get on the roof. Okay, who does? So I pay the dude the freaking money to come out and do nothing. I don't pay for the Roto-Rooter, but I pay for the fee to come out, the weekend fee. Then I call these other guys, and they actually show up. And the good news with these dudes is they brought two, as you should, because I was acting as the first guy's apprentice, right? I'm running around listening for stuff, watching the clean out, seeing if stuff's flowing, doing all that kind of shit. So he brought two guys. They get in there. Long story short, they clear it out, but they've got the camera, right? They've got the right equipment. He's up on the roof. He goes down. They clear it out. It's moving again. That's great. He does the whole camera scope. He's like, yeah, you got roots like in this area right here. So that is not a problem that fixes itself. That isn't, well, I mean, I'm assuming this company's known for that. It's called the Hydro Scout. And so they'll do, yeah, roots. So Hydro Scout, they've got the like space age looking thing so their camera goes down, and then they can find where the camera is in the line, and they can mark it off and go, this is where the roots are, or the clog is, or whatever. They can actually find that stuff because they got all the equipment for that, plus the camera. Yeah, so he's like, yeah, we cleared it right there, and there's roots. Now we can scope it, or what they call it, blast it. They use water, right? But of course that doesn't make the roots go away, and they'll eventually grow back. So I am now staring at a fairly significant sewer rework. I would imagine 5 to 10. All right, I'm going to go punt a cat. I'm just kidding. I'm not going to punt a cat. I'm just going to let him out. Hold on. All right, cat sorted. So, yeah, so that was yesterday. It is not cheap. It's going to be, I'm going to ballpark it right here, and I might be lowballing it, but I'm going to say 5 to 10 grand by the time I'm done with that. Yep. And the other problem is it goes under my new pavers. That's great that I did all that work on. And worse than that, short of that, next to the house, I've got a screen room that has a slab. The entire house is a crawl space, except for that little section on the porch that has a slab. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, Stickler, again, this is one of those things I could do. I could go rent the stuff. Yeah, and you can do the water jet underneath it and pull it out and all that shit. I don't have the time, man. I don't have the time for it. I mean, that's probably 2 weeks of issue for me. And of course, the issue with me doing it is I'll be slower, and then the house will be down longer. Like, I can't do that. So it's gonna have to be pay somebody to get my problem sorted out. Total pain in the ass. That took all day, guys. I started calling in about 7 in the morning. The second group got there at 4:45. Didn't leave. I don't even want to know. I don't even want to think about how long they were there because it was an insane amount per hour. And I bet it was at least 2 hours, maybe 3. And if it gets to 3, I'm already into it $1,000. Pretty much just freaking that. Yeah. So it's awesome. But that's what happens when you own a 70-year-old house, you know. What's funny about that, the roots thing is, and it's the damn vines around here. There's not a tree anywhere near. Oh, Pilgrim can do, man. Let's call Pilgrim. Let's see what he's up to. But, you know, roots, they travel forever. And it's just these vine roots we have around here. They just go all over the damn place. Yeah, maybe. Stickler. Could be. I don't know. I don't know if I have much kudzu, though. Not really. But there's all kinds of vines that are like these climbing vines, like kudzu, but usually the spiky little sons of guns, unless kudzu has spikes. I don't know. I'm going to try to call Pilgrim here. See what happens. He does not seem to be answering. You answering, man? He's probably trying to figure out how to do it on his mobile. Oh, we got something going on. Oh, nice.
Can you hear me? Look at this. It's a motorcycle.
All right, hold on.
Motorcycle show.
Hold on.
I've got Dodge Ram in here. It is absolutely massive.
Hold on, I don't have you showing. Let me try to find you here.
All right, got you.
Let's see. Oh, I know why it's not doing it. Ah, okay. Hold on. We just about got you.
You got me?
I got you on there now, man.
All right, cool. Motorcycle show, and we have a Dodge Ram. We got a Ram in here.
Yeah.
In a motorcycle show, but it is absolutely massive. I mean, look at the motorcycle next to it.
Well, that's the size of my truck. That's the size of my truck.
No way, seriously.
Yeah.
Awesome. Look at that. Anyway, let's just say hello to people.
All right.
Hello, people.
Oh, you went to you. Yeah, we can't see you. Oh, wait. That's my fault. Hold on. All right, there we go. Now we see you.
Okay, you got me.
Yeah.
Alrighty. I'll take you over to the Indian stand. Hang on. Right. So here we go. There's no Harleys here.
No?
For some strange reason, but we've got the Indians. So I'm sorry, all you colonials will have to make do with the Indians as opposed to the Harleys.
Okay. All right.
All right. So we'll show you the FTR. This is the new FTR 1200.
Oh, very nice.
Big thing that is.
That's no Harley.
Only.
Doesn't even look like a Harley. Well, Indian. Doesn't even look like an Indian.
Well, you wouldn't think so, would you? It's a sports version.
Yeah.
And they put the 1200cc engine, and they stuck it in. I mean, look at this.
Yeah.
You've got Öhlins, you've got Brembo brakes. You know, you've got all the top stuff. Look at the price, man. 16,000.
Oh, good lord. That's a car, dear. Damn near.
And then you're more traditional Indian. You've got that sort of stuff going on.
There you go. That looks like an Indian.
Yeah, that's an Indian, isn't it? And then you've got the various Scout versions. You've got all the sort of like Easy Riders.
Yeah.
You've got the Scout versions up there. And you've got some real nice people on the stand.
Can they hear me when I'm talking?
There you go. And then we sort of get into my territory now. We start to talk Scout.
Oh, there we go.
That's cool, isn't it? You know what I mean?
Right on,
so,
man.
I mean, this is, yeah. So we've done virtually all the halls and everything. I'll turn it around and say hi. We've done virtually all the halls. We've done most of the stands, Kawasaki and all that sort of the Honda stuff. Went looking for the Harley Davidsons. They've got Crazy Horse over here, but they haven't got Harley Davidsons. And then they've got the Indians. But yeah, it's cool. You know what I mean?
Right on, man.
Crazy Horse stand. I'll just show you the Crazy Horse stand.
You challenged me with
There
this.
you go.
You got to keep switching. Okay.
Oh, sorry, buddy. Yeah, so you got like the crazy horse stand. So they got all this sort of. Check this out, man. Look at that.
Oh yeah, look at that. Nice. Yeah.
That's cool, isn't it?
This is our first.
There we
This
are.
is our, hey. This is our first live feed.
Live feed.
A
Cool, isn't it?
reporter at large.
Yes. Pilgrim is at the.
Oh, you need that white. You need that white shirt you just went by.
That one. Which one? That one.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Let me see. Oh yeah, that's you. Yep, yep. Oh, it's an entire jumpsuit.
Yeah, I get that. I'll even get white shoes to go with it. Here we go. So I'll go back to the ramp because you'll be interested in that. I mean, that's a bike on the back. I can't believe the size of this thing. If I go next, you'll know the sizes. I'm just flabbergasted.
Pilgrim,
Size of
Pilgrim,
wheel, man.
Pilgrim. Every second car on the road in my town is that thing.
No way.
My truck's as big as.
Are you flooding, by the way? I was just watching earlier on.
Not that I'm aware of. Oh, my house. Yeah, yeah. I'll tell you about it later. I just had a bit of an adventure yesterday.
Cool. Right. Okay. Right. Well, I'll do a quick scan. I mean, this is just one hole. There's like 4.5 holes of this, but I'll let you go and carry on with the stream, buddy. But I just wanted to live stream, share.
Beautiful, beautiful, man.
Cool. Take it easy,
Hey,
my friend.
did you ride up there?
No, we got the car. It was far too cold, but that's why I'm wearing that silly hat.
Oh, right,
That's why
right.
I've got. I've switched back over again now. That's why I've got this on. Look.
Nice, nice.
Oh, it's cold. It's cold. It's not as cold as you guys get, but it's cold.
All right,
So,
brother.
right.
Thanks for checking in.
Have a good one.
Yeah, drive safe back home, man. Cheers.
Cheers, buddy. I'll let you know when I'm back anyway.
All right, got it. See ya. All right. That was awesome. That was awesome. Talk about tangents, you know what I mean? We got him. Talk about tangents. We got him. All right, guys. Let's see. Anyway, so yeah, home ownership. That was what was going on there. Channel news, though. Channel news. We are finished with the Cheeto SP. Check this out, guys. Man, this thing is absolutely insanely good. It is beyond good. So I ended up with 66% in 100 battles, and got close to 2 mark at 82.65. I'm averaging over 1,000 XP a game. Look at these numbers on this. 1,900 per game. That is 200, more than 200 better than my next best tier 7, which is the 122.44, which is also pretty much overpowered. Look at the destruction ratio. 4.44. 4.44. Damage, 2.98. Armor use, 0.87. Are you kidding me? This is a tier 7 TD that I'm running around with a 0.87 armor use efficiency on. It's hard to overstate how insanely overpowered this tank is. And then check this out here. Is this going to work? I'm gonna have to. There we go. So this thing is sitting at 53.86, which is 2% higher than the next. Interesting that. Oh, hold on. Let me get this actually sorted correctly. Same thing anyway, but the top 2 are actually tech tree tanks, and I like the CC56, by the way, guys. That's a solid tank. But look at this. 3.65. This thing is 250 DPG more than the next closest tank at tier 7. Oh, this is overpowered car. I'm telling you, man, this is the definition of overpowered. Watch this. Here's another way you know. What on earth? This is the expected. And across the entire board, the difference is 3. Now it closes in a little bit at the very high end, but even so, everybody overperforms in this thing. Doesn't matter your skill rate, you're going to overperform. It's incredible. It's incredible. And of course, its requirements are massive. Now this is the combined for 3 mark. I'm about there for the 2 mark. I just obviously didn't do as well earlier with it. And it would be pretty easy for me to 2 mark it eventually. But 3 mark, look at the expected on that. 2,500 almost. Holy cow. Holy cow. Yeah, that's actually an interesting statement, Cliffy. 100%. And that's a fun discussion we've had multiple times. What's overpowered, what's broken, what would you call, some people use the word overtuned for something that's better than it really should be, but it's not overpowered. Broken would be something like a BZ-176, although it does pretty well. I think it might be overpowered as well. But broken being some of the auto loaders, maybe call like the classic's the WT, right? The classic is the WT off 100. It didn't dominate everything, but it had that clip. That's a broken mechanic, basically, and it's extremely powerful, but it doesn't overall, dominate the game. But I did well in it, which is the point of all that yappity yapping. And I will say, yeah, it's not actually. Yep, but that clip potential's still kind of broken, right? Panzer 2J broken, yeah. Although it's the same thing as the WT. It's not quite the same as it was. There's a lot of tanks and clubbers that can handle those things now at those levels. Although I rarely play down there. This thing was just always comfortable to play. I never dreaded it. The 5.4, yeah, that's a good one. I never dreaded going, I don't really want to play this thing. It was always like, oh yeah, no worries. I don't care what map I get in. I don't care what tiering I am in this thing. I mean, I'd rather not see 9s, but even if I did, it didn't bother me that much. The thing was just an absolute little monster, man. Really has everything. It's got the armor, clearly. It's got the gun. What is my hit rate? 73, which is pretty good. I mean, I survived 59% of my battles. Holy cow. Just crazy. Has the mobility you need for mid to late game to reposition. So basically, it's an assault TD with mobility and a great gun. I mean, the only thing it doesn't have is it's not a massive alpha gun, right? 320 is still pretty good at tier 7, but it's not, hitting for 6 or 5 or whatever, even 4. Still, though, because it reloads so fast, its DPM is awesome at 2,498. So, tell you what, if you haven't played it, and what's the other thing that's funny about it, we talked about last week, is the jump up from the G-Row to the Cheeto, the tier 6 to the 7, is one of the most insane improvements in all of the game, to be honest. It's kind of funny, actually, how insane that jump is. I'm just going to see the G-Row. I think we looked at it last week, but it's every bit as bad as the Cheeto is good, as I remember. Yeah, it's not last, all right? The Churchill GC is last. Okay? No, it's a good point, Cliffy. I will allow that point. That is a fact. You cannot make very good pizzas in this, although it is sort of set up for that if you look at it. I mean, it's kind of got the oven action right there. It's just not as easy because you got to climb up over the back. Whereas the G-Row, you just open those things up, chuck your pizza in, and off you go. Yeah, it's a good point. Good morning, Zimbo. Good morning, Carr. Everyone else who showed up that I haven't spoken to. Metal Over Madness, Diablo we talked to. Who else is in here? Quota's here. What's happening, man? Oh, Brute, good morning, good morning. I think I covered everybody. If I didn't, hello and welcome. All right, so we finished Cheeto. We are working the... We've actually got quite a few. I've opened up the floodgates a little bit. I decided just to fill up. I don't have to scroll, so everything down here, and you can't see all of it because of my picture and whatnot, but all of these I'm working on. Prioritizing some over the other. The Saladin is probably the next one to finish. I'm at 80, maybe low 90s with this thing. And this is actually better than I thought it would be. I'm running 61% with this, and I've mentioned it late in the past. I don't really know why exactly. It's kind of a good all-rounder. It's you got to like its speed, its mobility, not so much. I do have it set up for spotting, so I'm more careful with it, and that may have a lot to do with it. But it's not a tank you would want to run forward and try to face punch people with anyway. It's only dropping 250 alpha. Yep. And the turret and the hull, it just doesn't have a lot of armor. In fact, it has very poor armor. 32, so it just gets penned by HE constantly. But if you can keep it around the game, late game, it's pretty darn good. Pretty darn good. The other stuff I'm working is the K2. That one's coming along pretty well. I'm kind of enjoying the K91. I've always liked this tank. I'm not doing particularly well in it at 35 battles right now. 46. We've got 46 into it and only 35% win rate. I actually enjoy playing this tank, and I don't care too much if I lose. My damage is pretty bad. For a tier 10, 1900 is no good. So we'll figure that one out. Try to get better. The one that's absolutely kicking my rear, of course, is the TL7, but you'll notice that I've actually increased my win rate. Not by much, but I'm no longer less than 30%. I'm at 37. All right, it's positively breathtaking, the amount of improvement I've made with that tank. My next stream should be Monday or Tuesday, guys. Tomorrow, maybe. Definitely Tuesday, that's my day off. I might stream tomorrow, but probably not. It did, Cliffy. I mean, theoretically, I could log in, not play, and it would go up, right? We're going to pretend that it has something to do with what I'm doing. I've actually had some pretty good games in it lately with wins. I've one-marked it. I mean, I'm at 37% win rate, which I should one-mark it by 73 battles. We're actually at 71%, so we've moved on. Not bad. All right. Let's see. Nothing else on the channel news, fellas. So expect Tuesday for a stream, more than likely. You doubled your temp to 18. We're sitting pretty, fellas. When we got a nice, I don't know why my, oh, there it is. It's over there. We're at a nice 59. We got some rain, 59 degrees, not too bad. Not bad. This is what's great about Florida in the winter, man. This is what's great about Florida in winter. We don't have to worry about all that mess. All right, let's get out the blue light, talk some missions and specials. We got a few things going on. We got a few things going on, my friends. Let's get this called back up. We'll jump into the shop first and see what we've got. All right, so as always, the warning, danger, danger here, fellas, is we do have the Christmas boxes coming up, so be wary what you spend your money on. Not that I'm telling you what to spend your money on, but just remember those are coming up. But that being said, there are some okay tanks involved in some of these, not particularly the T-42, which I believe, did they not say a few months back that it was going away and not coming back? Or am I thinking of another tank? I don't know, but it is back. It is back. Oh, Cliffy, are we gonna get into that now? We're gonna start talking college football. Oh man. Hey, how about Zero losing? Can we all? Is everyone happy with that? We got any Ohio fans in here? Huh? Oh, I didn't even watch it. I watched the Ohio game, Michigan. I watched the Alabama game, and I watched the Florida, the UF FSU game. I didn't realize that one had snow going on. Got some Michigan fans in here. We got some Wolverines. Nice. So that's fascinating. So Ohio's not going to go, which or I don't know. Is there an argument? I don't know, man. I can't remember how it all went down. I know FSU made it very interesting. They really needed a better statement, and so did Alabama. But both teams went into opposing rival stadiums and won, and those games are always like that. So on the one hand, you go, all right, FSU and Alabama, if they went in and they crushed, then they'd have a huge argument. But at the same time, they went in and they won tough games, and it's always tough games in those places, right, for those teams. FSU going to UF going to FSU, it's even if they're not ranked or lower ranked or whatever. It's going to be really fascinating to find out who they pick. Of course, we still have championship weekend to go through, so that has something to say about it as well. So let's not get too far ahead of ourselves in Alabama. They have to go in and beat Georgia, right? So, but they still own their own. They still own their own destiny. FSU still has to beat, what is it, Louisville, whoever it is. Louisville losing hurt, yeah. But they still have to win their championships. So that, you know, I mean, this week was important, but next week is still going to have something to say. Yeah. So yeah, getting cool, man. It's getting really cool on the college football thing. So depending how the championships go, you still might have an Ohio having an argument. I don't know. Maybe not, but maybe. All right, where were we? Oh, we're talking about this stuff. So the T-42 with all these are pretty good crew members, so something to think about. The Vipera is for sale. Pretty monstrous TD. Probably not as good as the hype said it was, but not bad at all. Scary tank. I mean, you don't want to let it sit there and punch you in the face, that's for sure. Type 59's for sale again. Remember when everyone would just be begging for the Type 59 to be for sale, and it's been like a year or two now that they just sell it periodically. So the Chieftain Proto, so they're selling a Tier 9 again. That's in my rotation right now. Kind of like that tank. It's not bad at all. The Progetto is always a star. People like that. So that thing's for sale. Now this gets kind of interesting here, where we may jump back and forth. Black Friday. Anybody found any good Black Friday deals, really? Yeah, I would agree with that. The 59 is not as good as it used to be. It's still a pref tank, though, so you're still only seeing 8s. With power creep at 8, though, it's not... Sorry, 9s. 9s. So you're still only seeing 9s max. And the power creep at every level has kind of hurt it. But still, it's a fun little tank. Yeah, I'm not sure what their plan was for Black Friday, but it certainly wasn't to give good deals. Now, here's something I thought was very interesting. The CS52 LIS is $30, right? Cash. $30 cash. Okay? This is going to be jumping around a little bit, but let's go into the in-game store where they have the Black Friday stuff. This little tag right here, and click on this. The tickets supposedly give you more deals down here, or allow you to do the deal because you have a ticket. From what I gather, they're asking you to spend 250 gold to spend more money. I mean, they're giving you one free one every day, right? You get the ticket, so you do get one free. If you want to take another deal, you're going to spend 250 gold to get another deal. However, what I'm keying in on here is, this is the CS52 LIS, right? Yes, and it's for gold. So the good news here is you can use gold. So if you still have a pile of Christmas gold from last year that you haven't found anything used for, and something in here floats your boat, then that's okay. It's for gold. But what I want to key in on here is this number right here, 9,250 gold, right? Okay, so this tank in here is 9,250. Here it's $30.72. Well, if we go here and we go to gold, and we go to any amount of gold, and we type in 9,250, we get an amount of 40.96. Isn't it interesting that when they want to give something a gold value, that it's always in their favor, right? It's always in their favor. When they want you to pay something for what they believe the actual monetary value is. No, it comes with a crew and a garage slot in the game one. Actually, does this... Well, that's a good question. Does this one come with something else? I don't think so. Oh, it's got Ho Yi's Honor. That's right. Oh, I did not... Wait a minute. Nope, this one has it too. It's the same picture. Doesn't... Well, that's interesting. This says it's... Oh, and you got 20 missions. I forgot about that. Wait a minute. But that's less. So, so in the store, you're getting a style and 20 missions for 30. in the online store. In the store here, you're paying $40 in gold, and you're getting. Oh, there you go. You get the same. It's the same thing. So the same deal. One for $40 basically, and one for $30. Right? Same deal. What does this return mean? Oh, if you buy this package and you already have it, you're going to get 6,700 back, and you're paying the difference for these things. You know what I'm saying? So it's not that big of a deal. It's cool that you can use the gold, but at the same time, that amount of gold in monetary value is $40. So if you're going to pay for gold, you're basically going to pay more. You know what I mean? If you pay for bucks, you can get it for $30, which is actually not a bad deal, to be honest, for a tier 8 medium. That's pretty good, plus some extra goodies. To be honest, it's not that bad of a deal over here. Bring it up again. You know what I'm saying? It's okay. It's an okay deal. But I just found that it's just like that all the time, though. You know what I mean? It's just like that all the time. Crazy stuff. All right. If we go over here to creator specials, you guys can buy commanders. Remember, we'll talk about it in a minute, but you can actually watch Twitch and get it. I think you might be close to not being able to do it as of today. You might be able to get through some of it today, and then the second campaign, which starts tomorrow, should get you enough points to get at least one. I think I'm going to get it enough for two, but I'll show you that in just a second on how that works. But if you want to just plain old buy them, they're $20. And at the same time, you're supporting those guys because they get a tip, a percentage, right? So they've entered into a business deal with Wargaming here. So if you, I don't know what the tip is. It might be, I don't know what it is, to be honest. 10% says right there. 10% tip included. So of these creators gets 10% of what they sell, which is pretty cool. Yes, Clippy, thank you for did them. All right, PG-13. So them guys are available, and if we go to vehicles, these are all the same ones we were looking at. These are the just regular sales. So they do have some good vehicles for sale. The Black Friday stuff, let's delve into that real quick before we move on. Just see if there's any other decent deals. This one's 43. It's a good tank, the IS-3A. Nothing wrong with it. This is a pretty good TD, the 120 or the ICU. Oh, I thought that was the 122S. It's got the big boomstick. Whatever, they resold the BL10, took it away, and then sold it again. Oh, I didn't realize the TS5 is there. All right. I would avoid the IS-6B really. None of these are particularly good. The LT-432 is decent. It's not a bad tank. The Mutant is fun. This thing is okay if you like big rear-mounted turret German tanks. It's okay. And then we get into the Vipera stuff and the other things we already talked about. So the Black Friday stuff is it's okay. A Guido Commander, Pilgrim Driver, and so two clowns and a mutt. Is that what we're talking about? We'll call that show Two Clowns and a Mutt. All right. Next thing I want to talk about. All right, let's get into this commanders thing here just for a second, just so you know what's going on with that. I think most of you do, but if you don't, we go here to the Twitch drop stuff. We'll go up here to the missions. And you've actually got... There they are. All right. So in here, under token store missions, you will get a mission. When you watch enough, then you have to do the mission, and you'll get your coins. The way you use the coins is the standard act in the depot, fellas. Come over here to the parachute, click on Commander's version token store thing, and here they are. All right. So I've got 21 as of right now, and there's 2 available of each. There's actually some premium days and some other stuff. So you can get 2 of each person. I should end up, I think, with a little bit over 30 coins, because if we go back over to the article and we scroll on down, you can see here's how you get them. So the 22nd to the 24th, I think these are the 5 I missed, I believe. I think I missed those. I believe I got these 2, or maybe I did get that one because I do have 21, so there's extra coins. So you can get them that way, but you can also get them from the mission. So apparently the watch, just watching, gives you coins, and then you got to do the mission. So kind of pay attention, make sure you're doing it. Also understand that the missions are time gated by November 30th, which is the end of the whole thing. So you got to finish them by November 30th. All right. I've done mission 2 and 3. Mission 4 starts tomorrow. So there's another 5 for tomorrow. And so there's another 10 available for me anyway, from what I can see. I've already done the missions that I had available. And because I don't have mission 1 showing here, although that might have gone away. I guess I did do that because I do have the coins. It looks like it's only showing you the current missions. This one went away on the 24th. So that's what happened. I did finish that mission. It's unfortunate I just didn't leave it all up there, but there you go. All right, that's how that goes. Is that clear as mud? Clear as mud. Just kind of pay attention to the missions here. There are some extra coins available. You probably have some of these already, but you had to be watching, I guess. I guess maybe you don't have them already. You had to be watching, and then you got the mission. So turn it on, all right? Turn it on. Watch it. I recommend if you like it, watch it. Enjoy yourself. If not, you mute the tab, you set it to the side, you lurk, and you get your stuff, all right? There you go. Yeah, you guys are trying to steal the thunder, man. You're trying to steal the thunder. We're getting to that. We're getting to that. We're still in missions and specials. Have you guys been enjoying fighting 110 E3s and Minotauros the last week? When does that end, fellas? This needs to end. End it. December 5th. Oh, goody. We still have almost 2 weeks of it. Lovely. Lots of 110 E3s and Minotauro and all the sub-variants of that stuff. T28s. Yeah. No, not T28s. Yeah, T28s. I was thinking proto T28s, but regular T28s. T95s. Awesome. Good stuff. Trade-ins are active, guys. Trade-ins are active. We go back here. This is... I don't understand the trade-in thing because I collect. I keep everything, but not everyone does, so it ends up being a pretty decent deal. If you just really don't want some tanks that you have sitting around, and you want to get a discount on something you do want. So go over to this article, get in there. Obviously, you don't get, it's not a one-for-one trade-in, right? You're going to get a discount based on your trade-in for the next tank. Again, if you got gold sitting around, it could be helpful. But the lists are all here. They've added all of these tanks to be available, which apparently they weren't in the past. You can take a look at this. What are some of the good ones in here? The Astron Rex is pretty good. The Lorraine for an autoloader. 252U. Big dumb animal tank. Scorpions are there. The Suma. What else? None of the rest of these are particularly good. And check it out. A Tier 9. You can get the WZ-114. They added a Tier 9 to it. Pretty interesting. These are the lists. Here's the list of everything available for purchase with the new designation of stuff that wasn't available in the past. You can go through that whole thing and see. It's Tier 6, 7, 8, and 19. So you traded AC for a 46, then bought back, then bought it back. And the stuff available for trade-in is right here, which is a fairly exhaustive list. Quite a bit of stuff. In fact, there's stuff here that, like a BZ-176, I don't know why you would trade that in for something else, but maybe you just you're tired of it or don't like it. A Renegade. I don't even know if there's anything in there worth trading a Renegade for. That's just a good tank. You know what I'm saying? But the Progetto. Hey, let's trade my Progetto in for one of those things, okay? But it is available. It is available. Turtle. Available for sale or to get rid of. This is in no particular order either. Why would it be? See, no, it's alphabetical, isn't it? Yes, it is. It's in alphabetical order. So turtle, that's tier 6, so it's not going to be there. Alphabetical order down here, S-T-U-R, turtle. The turtle is available for selling. Is it available for purchase? No, sir. So you can sell your turtle. You can sell your turtle, but you can't purchase it, Clippy. Oh, man. Standard. All right. Black Friday stuff. Oh, here's something. If you've got extra accounts, guys, remember to log in to get your well-deserved reward. Also, before you do that, if it's been 30 days, and I don't know if these codes are still live, but there is a comeback code. There may be for other guys. This is Quickie Babies. Goose, what's happening, man? That's QBs. Hey, everybody make sure you go buy Goose's Commander. And then I want you to make a video and just mock it mercilessly. All right? That's what we're... I'm just kidding, Goose. I'm just kidding. That's Daki's. So 30 days, if your account hasn't been active for 30 days, go in and use that account and get your free Daki or QB. I bet there's codes for the others. I didn't run into them while I was doing the research for today. They're probably out there somewhere, but just understand that it's there. Understand that it's there. Goose, I am going to get the Goose Commander, all right, man? I got to check out the voiceovers. Although I guess you could already click. This already got it, right? I think you can listen to or at least some of the stuff they say, if not all of it. Oh, that's so strange. Hair left on your body. Oh my gosh, was he doing some kind of strange challenge? Did he get shaved? There you go. There you go. There's Goose's. All right. Fantastic, man. Thank you. Right on, right on. All right. I think that's it for missions and specials, guys. Did he get his hair? Did he get makeup and hair done again? That's awesome, man. That's awesome. All right. Subjects du jour, fellas. We're going to take a 5-minute break. Been at it for about 50 minutes or so. 5-minute break. I'll be right back, and then we're going to get into subjects du jour, and we're going to talk about washed-up British soccer players. You know what I mean? I know you know what I mean. We'll be right back.
Offered his help to the mighty Guido to bring some laughter to his love of speedos. To the coffee talk they both came to bring the message of winning ways to all and sundry and the masses. Yes, that's right, lads and lasses. The damage counts, and flexing back will keep you on the right track. Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido. Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido. So in what? If you want to progress, then seek out Guido nonetheless. With his sidekick Pilgrim, he has a message that to win you must be aggressive. The position and place that you must seek, for the winners only, not the weak. The guru speaks, so listen well. His voice rings out like the Liberty Bell to bring you all to Unicom land, or to die hard trying in the sand. Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido is his name, tanking is his game.
All right, guys, we are back. Let's get a shout out for Goose here, man. There we go. You all know who he is. You all know. If you don't, go watch his streams because they're fantastic. Great positive guy. Great positive guy. Not as positive as me. No, he's way more positive than me. Because we're gonna talk about the reveal for the Christmas thing. All right, so here's here's how this went down, man. So that night, I want to say it was 4 a.m. for me or something like that, and for whatever reason I couldn't sleep. This happens to me probably once a month, maybe twice, where I just wake up at 2 or 3 in the morning and I just can't go back to sleep. Generally, I can get up, take a leak, go back to bed, and I'm gone. But not that day, and I just couldn't sleep. Just couldn't. So I get up and I come out, and I usually, if that happens, I just get up and I'm like, well, whatever. My day starts really early today. I'll play some tanks. I'll do some things I got to do. I like my mornings because I can do my own thing in the morning and not get bothered by the rest of the family. Not that the family's a bother, but you know what I'm saying, right? I can just kind of, if I've got paperwork to do or I've got videos to do or I need to do some editing or whatever I'm doing, I can crank through it and don't get bothered. So I sit down and start doing it. And I think I went to YouTube because I was checking something on the channel. Maybe I was uploading a video or whatever I was doing, and I noticed the little thing show up, the recommended for you kind of thing, and it was the watch party or the premiere deal for the video, which was going to tell us who the celebrity was for Thanksgiving for Christmas. I said, oh, cool. It's 2:30. I'll probably be up, so I'll just watch that. So about 10 minutes before I click it on YouTube, I'm watching the countdown go, right? And just everyone's chatting in chat or whatever. And so you watch yeah, exactly, Wayne. Yes, exactly. So I'm watching the countdown, right, to 4 a.m. And it goes, boom, 4 a.m. And it starts. And I'm like, all right, let's check it out. And then there's a 5-minute countdown that starts, or a minute or whatever the hell it is. So apparently whoever did it at Wargaming didn't know or didn't realize or forgot that when you do a premiere, the time you set needs to be, I think, 5 minutes before if you're going to watch the whole countdown thing. And I don't know if maybe that's a setting you can turn on or off or whatever. But anyway, we all waited till 4 for another 5-minute countdown. And I just went, ugh. In the grand scheme of things, is it a big deal? Absolutely not. Is it classic wargaming? 100% classic wargaming. So we dutifully sat by, whatever, what's another 5 minutes? We'll wait. Because, man, it could be, Arnold can come back. I don't know, probably not, but it could be any number of great stars and people that And I mean, they set the bar high, didn't they? Kinda. Chuck and Arnold. I mean, these are household names. Yeah, they really are. I mean, they kind of went to the top of that kind of concept of an older action hero kind of thing that might be connected to tanks in some way, combat or whatever. So they honestly set the bar pretty high. And they put out these questionnaires about a month or 2 or 3 ago, and they had all these names. And I'm like, oh yeah. I'm like, oh shoot, I didn't think about that person. So Woody, thank you. Much appreciated for the sub, man. Much appreciated. Yeah, the tank it's a Cobra, right? The tank yeah, it was different than the one in the video. So the video starts. And I will say this for the video. It was well done. It was not... It was cheesy in the right way. Let me put it that way. They've been in the past sometimes just really goofy in a bad way. Although I will say their Christmas videos have been generally pretty good. This one I thought was really well done. I enjoyed it. There were some good jokes in it. It was well done. It was cheesy in the right way, as you would want it to be. It was good. I liked it. But when it started and the guy drove up in the tank, I'm like, oh, here's the guy. And I'm like, I don't know this guy. I'm like, oh, okay, well maybe he is integral to the story. So he gets out of the tank and he's talking to the other dude and he's like, take me to the boss. I'm like, oh, the boss. The boss is the guy, right? The boss is the guy. So the guy takes the other rando guy that I don't know, right, in to see the boss. I'm like, the boss is Santa. I'm like, wait a minute, is that our guy in Santa? Who is that? Is that someone I know? And for a minute, I thought the guy was the dude who played Gandalf, which I think, has that guy died? I don't know. Honestly, I'm like, is that Ian McKellen? I don't know. Or whatever the other guy's name was. Was Ian Saruman? Anyway, you know what I'm saying. I thought it was one of the wizard guys. So, oh my gosh, now my phone's ringing. Hold on, I gotta take this.
Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido. Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido. Now in the shadows came a mysterious chap who spoke in a tongue with a strange dialect. He offered his help to the mighty Guido to bring some laughter to his love of speedos. To the coffee talk they both came to bring the message of winning ways to all and sundry and the masses. Yes, that's right, lads and lasses. The damage counts and flexing back will keep you on the right track. Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido. Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido. So in what, if you want to progress, then seek out Guido nonetheless. With his sidekick Pilgrim, he has a message that to win you must be aggressive. The position and place that you must seek for the winners only, not the weak. The guru speaks, so listen well. His voice rings out like the Liberty Bell to bring you all to Unicom land or to die.
All right, sorry. So my daughter doesn't call me this time of the morning, and so I'm like, holy cow, something's wrong. And she's like, oh, my phone's doing this and the other. I'm like, okay, that's... All right, so where was I? Oh, Santa Claus. And so I watched the rest of it confused, right? I'm like, I don't know any of these people. Am I supposed to know this? Is the reveal at the end? Is this a long setup? Is this what's going on? And then it ended, and I'm like, okay, clearly one of these guys was the guy, and I don't have any idea who this guy is. I mean, is that a symbol? Did anyone else have the same thing? You know what I'm saying? Well, it's true, Cliffy, and this is true. Eventually, when I found out his name is Vinnie Jones, you go to Wikipedia, you see his film credits. You're like, oh, I've seen a few of those films. I've seen the guy, but he's never the guy, right? He's always a bit part. Not, you don't even want to say a bit part. I mean, some are bit parts, but often he's an important bad guy. But he's one each standard British tough guy with a British accent, right? Yeah, he's a footballer. Yep, that's what I heard. So Pilgrim knew right away who the guy was. Anyone probably in England knows right away who the guy is, you know? But I guess the budget for the star was somewhat less, right? You know what I mean? Woody, thanks for the resub. I missed yours. Diablo, thank you. Much appreciated, guys. Weird, interesting choice. I mean, the guy's fine, I guess. You know, whatever. I don't know. Maybe his voiceovers will end up being the best anyway. I don't know. But so it's Guy Ritchie. Not Guy Ritchie. You guys are killing me. Bit off on the Guy Ritchie. It's Vinnie Jones. That's the guy, right? Vinnie Jones, the superstar action guy. I don't know. Post-Rona real actors have stuff to do. He did play Juggernaut. That's right. Bruins. 100%. That was on the list. Do I have to pet the German Shepherd at Christmas time this year? Probably. Probably. I think you might have to also give it a bath. And chuck it a treat. Actually, what you have to do is you have to train it to shake. It takes a week to do that. You got I don't know. I don't even know if the dog's back, fellas. I don't know anything about it. One must assume the dog would be back. I want to know if the coin-operated doohickey will be back, and whether people will get mad. Yeah, he does curse in Juggernaut. He does curse as Juggernaut, right? Is that an X-Men guy, Juggernaut? Right? Or is it a Marvel guy? I don't remember which one Juggernaut is in. You got to train it. You got to potty train it, Zimbo. That's a good point. You'd have to. You got to potty train the dog. X-Men is Marvel. Well, they're both Marvel, but is it X-Men? I guess when I say Marvel, is it the one universe or the other? It's kind of vague whether they're connected, right? Sometimes there seems to be crossovers. I don't think they're directly connected, though, in the movies. I believe Arnie is from Austria originally. That's correct. Yeah. Yeah, he's like a Walmart Statham, isn't he? He's a Walmart Statham. I think they're connected in the... Are they not connected in the comic books as one of these alternate universe kind of ideas? Like one of them's one of the many universes, and the other one's, you know, kind of thing. That's right. We have Statham at home. Has that meme hit Reddit yet? It has to have. Mommy, can we get Jason Statham? No, we have Jason Statham at home. Jason Statham at home. Vinnie Jones. Sorry, Vinnie Jones. Don't beat me up, man. I mean, if you look at his list of movies, the dude is busy. Like he apparently does not turn down these small roles. He's certainly making a living off being a one-each Brit bad guy, to be honest. So that's who we've got. We'll see how all that goes. One must assume that there'll be a commander involved with him and a voiceover and all that good stuff. And now we know. Now we know. That's who we got. All right, what else we got going on? Subjects du jour, my friends. Hey, how you enjoying the random events? What do you guys think? I have only seen the proc one, and I've seen it a couple times. It doesn't appear to happen every time you play, as advertised, I believe. You get a big red marker. You get the little smoke things to let you know that it's happening. Quickie Baby was in the video. Yeah. Yeah, I've seen it probably 3 times, Jimmy, and only once was I really working that side, and it didn't seem to affect that much, to be honest. We should have Pilgrim be the guy next year. Former Spec Ops. Connected, not Special Operator himself, but he was connected to the regiment. I can't tell you how it hasn't affected any of my games so far. I can tell you how it hasn't affected. Yeah, I haven't seen it, although I haven't seen Himmelsdorf, because I'm kind of curious what happens there. I mean, I know what happens, but I'm kind of curious how that changes. I've had several Himmelsdorfs, but I haven't seen that thing happen on it. And I've been on the hill fighting. So That one I haven't seen. I've also been on Ruinberg, and I haven't seen that one. Honestly, the only one I've seen, and I've been on the port one and haven't seen the boats come in. But I have seen the airplane. That's the one I've seen. Huh. Notice nothing exciting other than now all the players go where they may happen instead of playing where... I haven't really seen that not working. I've just seen people play. Yeah, that's the same for me, Stickler. I haven't seen it happen on any... I've had those maps, but it hadn't happened, so I don't know. Not sure what's going on with that. Let's see. Let's jump over here to the rumor mill and see what we got going on. So we can get World of Tanks on vinyl. Okay. We can, this is interesting here. Here's some more speculation. We went over the list last time, and they're saying that one of these tanks, this is from their earlier list. Basically, they're saying the XM66F is involved, is their leak, replacing one of the other tanks they talked about, the 752 or the ISU 122-2. So I think what they're saying is this is replaced, or this is replacing that sentence in their last article. So there you go. There's another tank that's supposedly leaked. Right there. 701. Here's another super test, I think. It's an Object 701. I mean, yet another Russian heavy 390 Alpha. 221 pen. This is kind of IS-3-esque on the pens right there. 0.44 dispersion, the same crummy dispersion as most of them. I don't see anything here that's different than any other heavy tank, although it does only have -5 gun depression, which is very interesting. That's less than they have recently been. Of course, these are early numbers. Turret armor 250. The hull is 120 with the angle, although it's not a pike nose as you can see, it's just the standard nose. So there you go. If we go this away, we've got a Tier 9 Czech TT130M, 490 Alpha, 224 and 306 on the pen. Pretty good velocity, right around 1,000. 15-second reload. 0.42, only -5 on the depression on that guy. 100 hull armor, 300 turret, so a decently good turret. And it's running APCR with its gold round right there. I haven't heard anything on new maps, man. Hey Zemke, what's happening? Was that a proc map, Zemke? Or did it happen on one of the other maps? That's funny. That is probably true. I may have not seen it. I may not have seen it. Yeah, we're going to redo the paint. Here's a Tier 6 Japanese. This is the Tech Tree line, I believe, the Juno. So these will be the lower tier tanks that go up to the gun cooling versions for the Japanese, the new line. This is a Tier 6. This is kind of a M6 level idea here with 230 Alpha. 150 standard and 218 gold pen, right around 1,000 velocity, at least for the APCR. Interesting that it has an APCR and it's not a gold AP round, which is usually what the Japanese heavies have had. -10 gun depression, very nice. The hull is 130 and the turret's 160. Not bad for a Tier 6. That's a Tier 6. So that's pretty good for a Tier 6, guys. And it does 35, not terribly fast. Looks like a standard kind of all-round, maybe slightly better than normal Tier 6. Not bad at all. The trade-in we talked about. Here's some garage slots. This is kind of cool. Garage slots. Screenshots, not garage slots, all right? Screenshots. Here's old Vinny. Vinny hanging out. There he is, giving us a wave. Oh, look at this. There is a dog, apparently, and a cake. And a Roomba. Is that a Roomba? I think it's a Roomba. Someone's got to clean up all this stuff. So he's hanging out here at at his place. 1965, is that when he won something? When he played? When he retired? I don't know. When he was born? I don't know. Might have been when he was born, actually, because I think he's in his, like, 58. He's right around my age, so that's probably his birthday. What else we got here? Can we get, yeah. But go back. All right. What else can we find out here? Let's click on this. We've got a little tank. Got some people hanging out. This looks pretty standard. Looks like reused from last year, to be quite honest. We got one of the installations. There's a big bear up on the hill. What else is going on here? More bears. Oh, there's multiple bears coming down the hill. They probably have a Coca-Cola with them, I would imagine. Big Ferris wheel. This all looks fairly bog standard, fellas. It's the same stuff from last time. I don't see anything. I didn't look too deeply. I didn't see any spoilers or anything in here, really. Oh, there's the... Yeah, oh, look. There's the... whatever those things were that you collected. Remember that? You collected the crystals or whatever. So apparently that... At least the graphic is still there. And then here's Vinny. Vinny's hanging out. Scarfs from his playing days. Looking a bit younger, looking tough. Got an axe. He's got an axe to grind with you guys. And that's it for that. Here's where I got the Quickie Baby code. This is what you get. You get a commander, you get some kits. 7 days. Oh, that's cool, actually. 7 days of premium. So if you want to go back and jump into that account. I don't know if these are still active, fellas. I don't know if they're limited in numbers or what the deal is. Let's see. WCI Finals. Yeah, that went on. Let's keep on going. We got some more cool stuff in here. Vinny Jones is the man. There he is. All right, I thought this was kind of interesting. Remember at the beginning of the year, the video that they talked about what they were going to do in World of Tanks, the things they would do. So they said winter arcade mode. This is a list of things that, seeing how much of what they said they would do, they did. Frankly, they did most of it, or at least partially did most of it. Only a couple things they didn't do. And really, it was only partially didn't do, to be honest. Winter arcade mode, we got that. Steel Hunter Reborn, for whatever it's worth, they did it. Onslaught, they did rework Onslaught. Mixed reviews. Irony 13, I think people enjoyed that. I didn't care about it, but people enjoyed it. We did get Fata Morgana, the new map. That happened for Frontline. We did get Oyster Bay. Whatever you think of that. I don't hate Oyster Bay. It's just very... what's the word I want to use there? I sort of want to say one-dimensional. I mean, obviously it's not just one-dimensional, but it's just you go to the heavy place. The one part's snipey, and you can't really move forward unless you lose hit points, and the brawl is kind of crummy. I don't know. It's just not a great map, especially for scouts. It really sucks for scouts. Coin Machine being back again this year. You think we can expect the same percentage? I don't know, man. The 11%, I believe, was counting rentals, Car Forever, I think. The percentage for actually getting the tank was extremely low. They did rework some maps, as they said. They gave us the Elite system, for whatever that's worth. Honestly, I don't even pay attention. The only thing I like about the Elite system is, and it doesn't matter, but I can look at it and go, oh, there's a guy who really loves his artillery, or he really loves whatever tank. Does that mean they're good in it? I don't know. But for whatever, I don't know. I just don't. The Elite system is just it's just more clutter on the screen for me. It's not something that I hate so much I want it to be hidden or whatever. I just don't care either way on it. Bruins likes Oyster. Really helped me get through blocking missions when it. Oh, well, there you go. That's a good point. There's there are a significant number of side scraping and hold down positions so you can plink at each other's hatches. And what's interesting about that one, insofar as sniping weak spots, is the lanes are fairly far away, so it does take a while sometimes. Elite levels can't hurt you. It's true. It's true. They don't really hurt anything. They're just there, right? They're just there. Opportunity cost, though, is a question that I have with that. Crew skills rework. All right, that's a partial thing. We got some of it. We did not get the whole thing that they said they were going to do. Apparently, some of it's still in work, but we haven't heard about that for a while. I think that's all pushed to next year, even if it's even going to happen, because they're doing Christmas stuff right now. Kill cam, I forgot about that. Didn't happen. There's one that just plain didn't happen. I'm not sure what they intended with that, but new Japanese vehicles, okay, still happening, but not happening this year. That's been pushed off into next year, from what I can tell anyway, unless they show up in the next month or two. Month and a half, or less than a month and a half now. New mechanics. The autocannons were shown. They were used in one of the arcade modes, but they did not show up in game. So that's still moving apparently. We got this. No, we got this. We got random events. We did not get night, and we did not get dynamic water. But we got one of the three. Assembly shop. Did we get an assembly shop? I don't know. I don't remember. I don't think so. Or was that one tank in it? I don't remember. I'm pretty sure we didn't get a full up assembly shop, unless I just completely blanked that out in the old brain pan. Quality of life improvement for the new crew is nice, especially the ability to use multiple manuals at one time. I do like that. That's actually really good, Bruins. Generally, I like this here. Generally, I like this. It's fairly easy to use, relatively intuitive. We did go through a bit of a kerfuffle the other day figuring out how to change somebody's, whatever this is, major specialization, whatever they call it. So changing them from a commander to a gunner or whatever can be done, but it's a little bit convoluted. You actually have to put them into the tank, into the spot you want to change them to. Qualification, thank you. There's no easy button right here to just do it. So it's kind of a weird way, but that's how it happens. So here's the list. Most things, as I noted, Japanese gun cooling, about 2 more months. Crew skill rework in pieces. Not a dramatic overhaul, I would agree with that. We didn't get the kill cam or dynamic water. There were some vehicles in the video of them while they were all driving together, and they kind of picked out which ones they were. Some of them didn't get touched this year. Whether that was intended to be the list of tanks that were going to be touched or not is another question. It might have just been tanks they picked to show driving. I don't know. You would think that they would put in the video the ones they intended to change, but who knows? Maybe they weren't intended to change them. Maybe they didn't get to them. Whatever the case may be. Autocannon only in arcade mode. We discussed that. And more than expected amounts of assembly shop marathons and collaboration tie-ins. I guess we had an assembly shop. I don't remember that, to be honest, but I guess we did. There you go. Get Windstorm back. Let fools drown themselves. Mountain goating and no corridors. I think, honestly, some maps with corridors are fine. I don't hate that necessarily. I just don't like that so many of the maps are that way. I also don't like that so many of the maps turn into corridors even when they look like they shouldn't be, because they put large dead areas in them that are very open and you're unable to move through them. I don't quite understand that. Somebody made a great point. I was watching a stream or maybe a video. Actually, it was Klaus. He made a great point. He said Oyster Bay and what's the other one are basically the same maps. There's another new map, Oyster Bay and one other. And I looked at it and went, you know what? They are. They're basically the same map. Swapped. You've got a big dead open area in the middle nobody goes to. You got a heavy brawl zone. and you got a light, medium, TD area. You know what I mean? So it was and you could expand that to a lot more maps, and that's my point. It's hard. Proc is a really good design in my opinion because of all of its crossfires. And the entire map, really, the entire map, mostly across both fronts is usable, right? You can move across that. But it is difficult to push. You got to do it right in order to push. Then there's maps like city maps that make more sense to have some of those channelized shooting zones. So there's your brawling maps, your city maps and things like that. Then you got the wide open procs, Malinovka, those kinds of things. Even though in Malinovka, to be honest, there's big dead zones you just don't go to, right? The big middle field. A lot of that space you don't use until later on in the game. And then there's things like Oyster Bay and some of these others that are very channelized, or Cliffs or whatever it is, Mountain, that they reworked, that's slightly better but not a whole lot. Where really you go to a zone and you can't even hardly affect the other zone. It just doesn't happen. You got to go all the way back around, or you got to make a dangerous push across or something like that. I think there's room in the game for all of those. Airfield's a good one. Yep. There's room in the game for all those, but we're really leaning heavily on the channelized ones. Yeah, I haven't looked at those lately. Eighth Hussars. It's a good point. What he's talking about is you can go. Actually, is it tomato.gg that has the map? Yes, it does. Yeah. Tomato.gg. So what he's talking about here, guys, if you come over to this tomato.gg and you click on maps right here, it'll bring you up to this, and it will give you the percentages by win rate. And then you start to see things like this, like holy cow. North has a 52% average and South 47. Wow, that's crazy. Now, that's for standard, and we got why does it not tell me what it is? I mean, I know what it is, but why does it not tell me what it is? I should hover over that, but we've got standard, we've got encounter, and we've got attack and defense. By the way, I don't even have attack and defense on. I turned that off a while ago. I don't miss it. I used to say, I still say this. If you play all of the modes, it will teach you more about the map, 100% about the maps. You'll get better, you'll get different ideas, you'll understand shooting lanes better. You understand, especially late game, on how to approach certain areas. It just changes some of the maps enough that you can learn things. This is just annoying, to be honest with you, the whole attack defense. And the biggest problem with attack defense is this. They are all imbalanced, minus Redshire. And I can't stand Redshire in attack and defense, even though it's balanced. Diablo likes attack and defense is the best mode. But they're completely imbalanced. These are some of the worst numbers, and they're all that way. Right? So I have... The other problem I had with it is it's only 10 minutes for attack and defense. Although I don't think that changes a lot of the... I mean, look at this. Oh, I never noticed that. Look at the duration on attack and defense. That's just longer, isn't it? Wow, okay. Look at that. They're all relatively short, or sorry, relatively long. That's interesting, actually. So, if you look at the averages, and you just heard me say something like, well, it's only 10 minutes, and you'll have less time to do damage, well, that kind of puts the lie to that on average. Again, this is all stats, but on average, the games are longer, so that should give you more time to get damage. So there you go. Even though they're only 10 minutes total, they tend to last longer than these other two. I never noticed that. Some of these are known. I mean, obviously, Karelia is usually a long game. Malinovka, Proc, always long games. Can you sort these by time, or is it not? Or is it already done that way? No, it's hard to tell. Doesn't seem to be any sorting capability here that I can tell. But this is a cool little resource to kind of look at. Mountain, that's what we were going to look at. Let's look at mountain. So standard, where's mountain here? I think I tried to call it cliff earlier. Here it is. Oh, shit. Here it is right here, guys. Oh, wow, man. No way. Ouch. Yeah, I would agree with that. That's for sure. South has an easier time getting here. And then there's that brawl. But they also have a much easier time getting up around this corner. And then that puts pressure on this. So South almost always owns this part of the map. North has a hard time doing, and even with the little sniper spots here, if you get lit, these guys have shots on you. So that's very interesting. This long drive and around the corner, like there's not a lot of support for these guys to fall back. There are sniper positions, but you got to fall back a lot. When these guys fall back, there's dudes right here that have a strong defensive position. This defensive position is not very strong right here. That's crazy. That's not a good. That is bad. Yeah, so they've really porked that away. Yeah, I would agree with that. Is that the worst? That looks like the worst. I don't think there isn't another map that's, so 55.68. Let's go to encounter. Yeah, that's the most out of balance map it would look like anyway on NA. I mean, there's some that approach it at 54, but it's the worst. Is it the same on EU? Yep. Worse on EU. 56. Nice. Crazy, man. So it lasts. Let's look at Karelia, just for giggles. Karelia on EU, 8 minutes. NA, that's pretty close. The percentages are not far off either. That's crazy. There's a lot more draws on Karelia because you're looking at 46 and the win rate's only 50, so there's a decent amount of draws. I think it actually breaks it out if you click on it here. It does. So 3% draws, so that's going to be one of the higher draw maps, I'd imagine. Great resource, guys. There's a lot of rabbit holes you can go down right there. It got Empire's Border off your ban list. How does Empire's Border work? Let's see where that one is. Let's go to, we're on NA. Where's Empire's Border? 46 to 52. So the north win rate, I would agree with that. It is harder to win from the north 100%. 100%. The south just has a better time of winning. For whatever reason, the south seems to be able to get up to the, and why is this, guys? Type it down in chat. Why is it that the south has so much easier time taking this top part? Is it a shorter drive? I wonder if it's just a shorter drive based on the terrain. Is that what it is, D-Cardi? Just a short... I think it might be just a shorter drive, just based on how much they have to go. These guys have to go around. Yeah. Yeah, I think the South just has an easier time getting established up top and pinning these guys. If you get pinned down on this long drive up, you're done. And I guess really because of the way this is set up, if they do get up here first, you have an easier time defending yourself from the south because you can kind of get around this corner or back down easier. But if you're caught coming up this ramp from the north and they're established, you are screwed. Yeah, you don't make the play from the north, 100%. Yep, that's what we're talking about, Gummy Bears. It's easier for the south to get there. It's easier for them to tear you up as you come up. It's harder, even if the north takes the top, it's harder for them to hold it than it is for the south to hold from the north. Very interesting. What else can we gather from? Let's find another one that's really out of whack and see what we can figure out. Just for giggles. Mountain Pass we already talked about. These are not bad, actually. There's not a lot. To be honest, this is pretty good for the standard mode. There's not a whole lot. Here, let's look at Himmelsdorf. That's interesting. So the north has a 52%, and the south has a 47%. I'll be honest, I'm not bothered being on either side. I don't know why that would be necessarily. I don't feel like that one causes me trouble from one side or the other. If I spawn in on Himmelsdorf, I'm not bothered if I'm on north or south, to be honest. But it does say the north has a better chance. I don't know why. What do you guys think? Better hold down on the hill because of the new setup right there? Probably. The hold down in the south is a bit problematic. If they come around the corner, there's not a lot of cover for you. You're kind of screwed. And if they're not being shot from below, they do have an advantage there. You come around the corner in the north, they have some good positions to fall back and defend on. So that may be part of what it is. But again, that's not terrible. What else? Look at Malinovka. Because of how many draws are we talking about here? 6%, 6.5% draws on Malinovka. That's hilarious. I love Malinovka. But it's even, right? This is pretty, it's hard to get better than that as far as being even. You might not like the draw aspect of it, and I understand that. People got it, noted. But overall, that's pretty good. It's even. What else? Where's another one that's crazy? These are pretty good, man. These numbers are looking better. I'll be honest with you. Empire's Border, we talked about that. None of these are gross, to be honest. Studzianski, that's fairly low on the one side. This one's low too, Ghost Town. Let's see. Let's look at Ghost Town. Ghost Town has the south at 50 and the north at 46. South at 50. I don't know. This one doesn't bother me either. I don't know which side's better. I don't particularly like this map at all, unless I'm in a scout. Mediums are okay if you can get this plateau taken, etc. But I don't really see what the difference in those two would be. You're not going to share your secret spots? All right. The reason a lot of these maps have a better win rate is usually only because of one or two spots that are really good. Yeah, could be. You'd rather have a draw than unbalanced spawn. I will tell you, that's one thing in my game I don't bother with too much, and that's probably why my stats aren't as good as maybe they could be, but like spots, right? Good spots. I don't know. I generally find, first of all, knowing a good spot's one thing. Being able to use it correctly is another. That's probably the biggest nut cutter on those. There are spots on maps, though, that can dominate a lot of the map. Knowing when to be there and when to use them can definitely change things. I wish something had tier groupings. Balanced maps at tier 6 can be unbalanced at tier 10. Yeah, this is not broken down by tier that I can tell. That would be another interesting thing to look at, for sure. What about Encounter? Are there any see, Encounter has some more imbalance than the rest of them. Encounters. Oh, look at Pearl River. Holy cow. Pearl River north spawn 45%, south 10% difference. Now that's bad. I don't know why. Why do you guys think that is? I can't come up with an immediate reason why that would be. Does the South have an easier time jumping on cap and fast capping and causing pressure? What's that about Minsk? Yeah, I wonder if we'll ever see those again. Probably not. Not based on what's happened and what's going on. We'll probably never see those maps again. I can't come up with why this is so bad. Mid wins and South can take control of the mid easier. Okay. Again, is that a travel distance issue? Or do you think the approach is just easier? They seem fairly even. I mean, if you both get there at the same time, I don't see one side or the other having a huge advantage of fighting forward to get to the hill. So it must be a distance and terrain issue. better TD spots. Yeah, yeah, you're right. And I would buy that. The South does seem to have better TD spots down in this area here. I would agree with that. They're fairly slim over here on the North. For what it's worth, the North has an easier time getting to the heavy brawl, but you're rolling the dice going to the heavy brawl on the encounter because you can really take yourself out of the game. If you show up there with a bunch of your tanks and they even slow you down a bit, the rest of your guys can be dead before you can do anything up here in the heavy brawl. I mean, honestly, it might be better to take your heavy to the mid, win the mid, and then deal with whatever they may have sent that way. Diablo is teasing us with his secret knowledge, but won't let us know what it is. That's on the top side of Cap at the arch area where you can shoot almost the whole map. Nice. All right, cool. So there you go. That was a tangent on all that stuff, but there it is, my friends. That was all off of the Promises Kept thing. What else we got? We got the Type 4 Juto, or Juto, which is the Tier 7. Look at that big old box. It looks like a tank that a 12-year-old would draw. And here he is, fellas. Special guest, Vinnie Jones. We talked about the well-deserved reward. Make sure you do that. We talked about the commanders. Get those. And I think we're coming to the end of the line, my friends. We talked about random events. And it looks like about it. And we talked about that last week. So we've got these are the other rumors: the Tiger Mouse 120, the Type 63, XMF 66. Well, let's take a look at that because we didn't talk about the XMF Patton 3. All right, so here's some good numbers on these things. I say good; they're numbers. Who knows? It's a leak. I don't know. 530 damage, pens at 246 and 311. That's a little bit anemic, I guess, for a Tier 9. Not bad. Dispersion's been dropped. Reload time's been dropped. Some of the negatives have been dropped. Bloom and such. Its reverse speed's been increased by 1 kilometer an hour. So that's the Tiger Mouse. Doesn't really look like a Mao's hull, but I guess it's got the side skirts on it. I don't know. That looks more like an E100 hull to me, to be honest. But maybe that's what the Mao's hull looks like. Well, no, it's not, because that front end looks E100-esque, not... I think that's the E100 hull, is it not? We've got Type 63. So it's a Tier 8. It's dropping 320, which is not amazing. 230 pen, 290 pen with gold. 0.36, 0.27. It's got the gun cooldown. I don't know how that works. Somewhere in there in the cooling process it gets more accurate. I don't know how it shows you that or what's going on with that, but that's what's supposed to happen. Then we've got the Patton 3, which appears to have a big tumor on it. Great. So a Tier 9 Patton. Odd. Another Patton. Another Patton. The Patton 3. It's got a 400 alpha, 242, 300 with gold. Its dispersion is 0.38. Oh, good lord. What? Wow. That's bad. And then the XMF, I've never seen this thing. What is this thing? Is it a heavy? Or is it a TD? It looks like Excalibur-esque TD thing, right? Is that what it is? Or a weird looking heavy? TD. Tier 8 TD. What do we got going on? 400 alpha, so pretty standard for the American TDs. Tier 8 and 9 or so. Other than the 750 boomstick kind of guys. 232. Oh, good lord. 276 with gold, that's it? Oof. Ouch. Ouch. That's gonna be painful trying to deal with tier 10s and a significant number of heavily armored tier 9s. Damage per minute went up a bit. 0.36 dispersion, not great. It is minus 10 gun depression. So these are all rumored possibilities for Christmas. This is one I've not seen before. We've seen a lot of... I don't know if I've seen that rumor or this tank anywhere yet. But it's a 120 millimeter. But it only does 400. What? What? That's a pretty big gun for a tier 9 medium. But it's only hitting for 400, which is not great. This tier 8 medium is getting 300 pen. This tier 8 TD is getting 276 gold pen. Awesome. Are any of these auto loaders? Is this an auto loader? Maybe it's an auto loader. Maybe that's why its pen sucks. Fire rate. Doesn't seem to be. Doesn't seem to be an auto loader from what I can tell. Unless I missed something there, which is possible. Possible. And that's that, my friends. That is that. What else we got on my list? I think I've got through my list, guys. We got Vinnie Jones. We got random events. Promises kept. Oh, there was one last thing I wanted to show you. I'm not gonna go through it, but there is a map guide for El Haluf now. It's right here. It's actually one of the latest articles. In fact, it's the latest article. So click on that. They'll have a video. They can talk about, you know, how you play El Haluf. 4 and 6. Oh, fallback position for last hurrah. Counter positions to control enemy advances from the northwest corner. Oh, go in the little village? I don't think so. Fallback positions for one last hurrah. Oh, all of these are 6, 7, and 8. Okay. What do we do at 3? Excellent positions for spotting snipers on the ridgeline and advancing toward the enemy base during the late game. Okay, I'd agree with that. Although, one has to ask oneself, why am I fucking around with the snipers early game? I mean, I guess if you're in a scout, you really don't want to go brawl, so you got to do something. But how much firepower do I really need messing around with the snipers early game? Probably enough to keep them from all rushing across and killing your cap, but at the same time, not so many that you're wasting time messing around with the guys who aren't really playing the game yet. It's a fine line. It's a fine line. You can create an advantage by wiping out a bunch of their snipers, 100%, because that's just less tanks left when you end up pushing in there. So that's one thing. But be careful with how much time you invest shooting at snipers on these maps. Yep, and that's my point. They will be there anyway. That you don't want to leave it necessarily because you don't want them to get the idea that, ooh, I don't see anything, let's go put cap pressure on, because that's the kind of thing a guy that will sit in a sniper position the whole game will do. If they're not incentivized to move, they won't move, and sometimes even when they are incentivized, they won't move. But there does come a point where if they notice that nothing's going on, i.e., let's say the Norse scout is now up here and he's not being lit or shooting, or there's nobody up here, these guys will come off the hill, and then all of a sudden they're in behind you. Generally, that takes a lot of time, and you usually have time to sort out what's going here before that happens. But you don't want it to happen too fast. Good news is, generally, your snipers are not doing anything. What is this position here? Excellent for spotting snipers on the... What? Spotting snipers on the ridge line and advancing toward the enemy base during the late game. Is he talking about right here? Oh, I see. This way. Looking this way. Okay. probably, I guess. I don't know. One is the place to be for anyone with a solid gun and even better armor. Control of the northwest corner is the key to putting pressure on the opposition team. Kind of. That's kind of a strange statement to me. I understand what they're saying. When guys are peeking around and shooting you here, and from the other way shooting you here, that can be problematic. But wasting hit points for immediate control of that, I don't know, man. This part seems to be the most important fight to me. Would you agree with that? This part. With this supporting it, it's nice to have it, especially if it's unopposed. But the problem is you lose hit points crossing, usually. And then you're trapped. You're either doing hold down shots this way and maybe eating arty, or you're coming to these corners and supporting this fight, which this fight here, this is, to me, this is the important fight. Yeah, I'm with you, Bruins. It'd be nice if a fast, decently armored guy got there. I will say it's not mandatory, because if they continue to if you're here, or from the north spawn here, both of these can be hold down and side scrape points, and there's only a guy or two here, these dudes can generally tear up those guys attempting to exert pressure. Why? Because usually the guys here are more lightly armored than the dudes sitting here and here. Because you just have to be faster to make that happen. Now later, if this fight starts going your way, which means you're already winning, then you can cross and put extra pressure on later in the brawl. That's 100% true. But the thing about saying something like this is somebody who's new to the game going, oh, I need to rage up here to A1. I got to get there. And then maybe they're even in a slow tank. And like, well, all right, I was told this is the key, so here we go. And then they lose all their hit points. And Artie can hit that spot easily. Yep. That's the hard thing with map guides, guys. You're trying to give easy, concise, simple advice on maps. But for all of them, there's a million caveats involved. So you can say it's key to exerting pressure, but there are some finer points to that than just going, oh, the map guide said that's the key to providing pressure. Today I'm going to go provide pressure in the key spot. And you're driving your T-28 prototype, right? And you get there and like, all right, I got to cross. I'm going to go, map guide says I got to exert some pressure. Here I go. So you got to take all of those statements with the appropriate amount of appropriate grains of salt, much like we had this discussion down here in the Southeast. 100%. All right. I said we weren't going to talk about it, but we did anyway. What else, guys? You got any questions? Anything else we need to discuss? Yeah, it's key hands, guys. I mean, it's good God. I'm not scoffing it. It's just if you're at the level of the game where you're still using that kind of thing, and that's a good thing because you're looking for information, so do that. Just understand that there's more context. There's always more context. Kaiser Schnitzel, thanks, man. Appreciate the follow. Welcome. Welcome. I didn't notice the change to the EULA. What are we talking about? I'm assuming it's some kind of specific significant thing. You just got here, okay? The Chinese tourney? No. Oh, was there a Chinese World of Tanks tourney? What's the change in the EULA, Pale Jedi? Can you give us a abridged version? Starts on the 30th of November. Oh yeah? So what are they doing now? Are they laying claim to our firstborn or something? Oh, the Watt tourney and the drops, yeah. No, I didn't watch any of that stuff. Oh, right. Okay. Any accounts 10 years old, not been played, they take them back. Ah, well, there you go. So that's going to open up some names. That's going to open it. So that's the big deal there. People who want to. That's going to be interesting. There's going to be a scramble to grab names. I bet the guys who know how to get into the. I wonder if that information is public. Account name information. If that's in the API, if somebody could pull that and then find out which names are going to be made available that are all, whatever accounts 10 years old that haven't been played. Yeah, there's that too, Pale Jedi. There is that. There's that. All right, guys, appreciate everybody coming by. We're going to shut her down. I'm going to find somebody to raid here. I'm going to send you guys on your way for a nice rest of your Sunday. I've got to go check my fantasy football stuff. Make sure my teams are all ready to roll. Maybe even play a few tanks. Hey, let's go raid Goose. He came by and said hello, and he's up right now. Plus, you need to watch him to get your coins anyway, so that will be a win-win for everybody. Thanks for coming by. Thanks to Pilgrim. We'll chat with him next week on what happened at his event right there. That was pretty cool. We'll see you later. Not working. Appreciate you guys coming by. Thank you for the subs and the follows. You guys have a fantastic rest of your Sunday. Let me click on the start raid, and we will go see what old Goose is up to. Heading out in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we will see you Tuesday, hopefully. Later.